Well, I was gonna go do this last revenge mission for Cassie, but seeing as she's sending us to literally the opposite end of the island, I mean, I don't think you can get any farther away than that. I don't want to spend the entire video traipsing down there, but Acadia is kind of along the way. Maybe a little bit closer. We might spend the rest of the next video traipsing down there. For right now, why don't we follow old Longfellow here?
Hi.
You ready to head to Acadia?
Let's go, Longfellow.
Follow me then.
See where this takes us. Maybe unfold the story of what's going on in the island here a little bit more.
Get out of town. Acadia is above the fog line on the mountain. It's a bit of a hike. You might want to take this for the road. Tastes foul as sin.
Brooks is a mainlander
But it'll
too.
help.
And a synth. Whatever that is.
Mirelurk jerky? What does it do? Poison resistance. And perception and... okay. Huh.
To move through the main Old Mountain Trail is where we're. The fog ain't like nothing you've seen in the Commonwealth. Mainlanders think a dose of Radaway is all you need. See, the fog can do a number on you. Get you all turned around. Does something to your brain. Trappers were mean to begin with, but now... Here's the mountain trail. We stick to this and we'll make it to Acadia.
And off he goes.
Hear that? Crawler. They usually stick to the deep fog. Best we steer clear, but you never know.
Yeah, I've been through here. Not too far from that cliffside hotel. Vault 118, that was a lot of fun. Freaking robotic game of Clue.
I was a young lad, no higher than your knee. Whole island was covered in fog. The fog eventually rolled back. People resettled, but they got comfortable. Started taking things for granted. Folk got short memories. All this has happened before.
Wise man. What country, community, nation, or people doesn't experience that? They fight for everything that they earn, and then they forget what it costs to get that, and they get lax. And the bad guys come in and find some easy pickings. In this case, it would be the children of Adam.
For fresh water. A small gulper, like the ones in these parts, is a fair challenge. Now the big ones, they can grow 2-3 times the size of a man. Good thing you don't see too many of them around.
I was about to say that looked pretty suspicious. That ghoul just randomly laying there next to the truck.
What's next?
Nice shot, Longfellow. Looks like he's using one of the lever action rifles. A repeater rifle, I guess that's what I would call it.
Hold there. stringing one more soul to their damnation, old man?
Well, what have we here? Another rad worshipping lunatic. That's what.
Your barbs do not harm me. I am shielded by my faith.
How about bullets? Faith shield you against those too?
Who's she?
One of them children of Adam preachers started off as pests. Now they're more like a menace.
Do not sully this one with your blasphemy, old man. You. I suggest you go no further. Acadia is a nest of snakes. Beasts that subvert the will of Adam.
What's Acadia done to make you distrust them?
They supply Far Harbor with the means to turn back Adam's holy fog.
Yep.
You do well to avoid such creatures, and instead seek the only true master of this land.
You've drawn the line with that, you piece of shit.
All right, I'm listening. Tell me about Adam.
Tell you. Look around. You stride through his kingdom. A land blanketed beneath sacred fog. A land Adam has claimed for his children. And you may join our family if he deems you worthy.
Worthy? What do I have to do to join?
There is a ritual his children must perform. If you succeed, you will be rewarded with entrance into our family.
On second thought, I'm good.
So be it. But I would be mindful where you step.
Now come the threats.
After all, you are in Adam's kingdom now.
If you're done wasting time with a fanatic, let's move on.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, friggin' basically just call them jihadists or whatever else. No respect for that. Murderers. People have lost their lives to this abomination. This is just a result of bad science.
No fog. Acadia is not too far now.
Monsters that come out of this fog have torn apart loved ones, and she's saying this is Adam's. Man, some people are just too far gone. They're just broken. And, yeah, well, she did that to herself. No, the fog made her crazy. Don't really care. Doesn't matter. Doesn't undo what she is now, which is a danger. Yeah, not just a pest or a menace, but a just flat-out danger.
And we've arrived. Acadia's already been watching us for a good spell. If you want to talk with them, just go inside. They'll be waiting for you. You need my help again, you come see me. Got a cabin just outside of Far Harbor. Good place to tool up your gear, get some rest, or get stinking drunk. Just make sure if you're bringing a bottle of something strong, there's enough to share.
Leaving already? Don't you want to see what happens next?
You saying you want me to stick around and watch your back?
Maybe later, Longfellow.
All right, but I'm serious about the offer. You ever want to hunt the forests and waters of the island together, I could think of worse things to do. Got a chill in my bones that won't come out. Too many nights out sleeping in the fog.
Give the old guy a purpose, something to do. Well, that's cool. I think I'll just stick with the old dog meat. Faithful companion here. But, cool, got a follower. Now we got a place to build. And if that's any sign, then I guess as we go along and help people out and do stuff, then more locations become available to build on. I'm guessing. I wonder if we can allow some of the settlers to kind of move back into the island as we start solving problems. Getting rid of these terrorists, that's key. Seeing as there was an option to join them, I wonder if there's going to be some case where we may have to play nice. I don't know. Trying to end this peacefully is one of the worst mistakes that can be made. When someone's made it clear that they are there to kill you and subvert you, trying to peacefully end that is one of the greatest mistakes you can make, because that just gives them more room to do what they're already going to do. They don't care about your sensitivities and They don't care about your desires for peace and your well-wishing and all that. They're there to kill you, you know. We're suffering that today. They're bringing up real-world issues here. They're masking it a little bit, camouflaging it, if you will. But these are real-world issues here. What they're doing with the fog and the will of the fog is the same will of this god they claim to worship, as they mow people down in the street with assault trucks and, you know, go into nightclubs and just mow people down, just murdering.
Way to pick this.
Murdering to make a point, but there is no point being made. It's supposed to be mindless terror so that everyone stays on their toes and knows they can strike at any minute. And that gets you what? That what? Makes people want to do what you do? Assholes.
You know,
Assholes.
when I first climbed this mountain above the fog, I thought to myself, now here is a metaphor worth taking in. You've entered a place of clarity, understanding, peace. While you're here in Acadia, Synth welcomes you as long as you welcome us.
I came here looking for Kasumi Nakano.
Really? I'm impressed. Few would brave the kind of journey you've had for the sake of someone else. Kasumi is here. She's safe and unharmed, and you're free to see her if you'd like. Before you do, though, tell me, do you think Kasumi is a synth?
Who or what she is isn't important.
But it is. It's everything. Imagine just looking at your own hands and having to wonder, was I born with these, or were they manufactured? None of us take this transition lightly. She's facing the possibility of her entire life being a lie, that someone stripped her very identity from her and made her into something she isn't. I want you to understand that before you see her. She has a chance here to live as a synth, not hiding, not pretending to be something else. One more question, if you'll indulge me. You're here for Kasumi, but I suspect there could be another reason you came to us. Tell me, are you a synth?
How would I even know?
I'm afraid if you're looking for some biological test we can do, there isn't any. None that aren't fatal. Instead, you have to look for the signs, holes in someone's memory, feelings of unexplained isolation, odd dreams. But ultimately, you have to decide for yourself. What do you believe? Have you ever questioned your humanity?
I'm a human being, not a synth.
Are you sure? I don't mean to question you, but what's the first memory you have?
I remember being in my house the day the bombs fell. We ran to the vault. We were frozen. I was the only survivor.
No memories before then? Just a single day, and then waking up alone? We so easily accept what's presented to us as the truth, don't we? Isn't it funny how a memory can feel like a whole different reality? People, places, even sounds and colors can change. Or someone else has changed them. I won't lie to you. There will always be other explanations. Trauma, disease, the background radiation. They all take their toll on the mind. But I can promise you that we will accept you, no matter what you decide you are.
Thank you. You've given me a lot to think about.
I'm glad to hear it. Acadia is open to you. Feel free to walk the grounds. Introduce yourself to my co-founders, Faraday and Chase. and I'm sure you're eager to talk to Kasumi. She's usually working down below. Is there anything else you need from me?
Who are you? What's your story?
I came to this island over a century ago, hiding from my creators, the Institute. But after my escape felt secured, I was left with nothing. No programmed task. No false memories. I spent a year just sitting in a cave. Just sitting. One day, it finally occurred that maybe I could decide for myself what to do, who I was. I've been doing that ever since. Was there anything else?
I'm part of a group that helps Synths. A railroad.
Really? I don't understand why a group dedicated to helping Synths would convince them through fear that their only option is to hide. Yes, they volunteer for the memory wipe. Yes, not knowing you're a Synth makes it harder for the Institute to find you. But the cost... I know how frightening it is, the risk of capture. But sacrificing what you are, avoiding the true struggle to be accepted as our own form of life?
Are you saying you don't want the railroad's help?
It's not about that. It's about how you've let fear blind your cause.
Ideals aren't going to protect escaped Synths. We do what we have to.
I know that's what you think. I just... No, I shouldn't judge. I'm over here, far from the Commonwealth, in relative safety.
I respect that.
Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
So, everyone here in Acadia is a Synth?
Yes. Either they were escapees we managed to find before the Institute could, or they were victims of a mind wipe, and we revealed the truth to them.
I should get going.
Of course.
Well, at least he had the humility to admit that, he isn't in any place to sit there and judge the railroad, coming from someone who ran from the Institute himself and hid in a cave for a year without any kind of purpose or anything, no reason to exist as far as that goes until he found one. Well, the railroad is for those in the act of running away. Just like he spent that year in a cave, you have Synths that, fleeing for their lives, will do anything they can to hide from the Institute, and it's necessary to do so, especially being right there near the hub of the Institute, right there in the Commonwealth. True enough, he has no room to talk out here. But he was able to see it. Now, I think I'm getting the gist of...
It's not them. I'm concerned about
his I guess you'd say, ideology.
Certainly not all at
is
once.
that
Dearest Faraday,
you're Synth if you decide you are. And your memories are what make you. And there is some truth to that. Your memories are kind of what makes you. Your experiences mold you and shape you for who and what you are. But if you were to lose all those, well, wouldn't you just create new ones and go on? I mean, seeing as you don't have a choice anyway. So if you were given some other memories, well, you go with that. If it molds your personality, that's still who and what you are. I mean, we're talking about all theoretical here. This is the Fallout universe and Fallout science, which is different than reality. But if that's the case, then you just take your hand and do the best you can with it, kind of thing, You don't have any other choice.
So, you've talked to
or it's going to do it for you.
You know why we're here. I certainly hope that you'll consider helping us. Dima's vision is worth fighting for.
So you're a Synth?
I am. I hope that's not a problem for you. Dima has worked hard to create a place for us where we can be safe from those who don't accept us. He's put so much of himself into this, all his time and energy devoted to helping others. He never stops to think of himself. Sometimes I worry about, well, if I wasn't here to make sure his equipment is all functional. And that's not even mentioning maintaining the fog condensers. So many things to keep track of.
You do all this work yourself?
Mostly, yes. I get help from the others when I can, but no one else really understands Dima the way I do.
Can you tell me about the fog condensers?
Oh, those? Dima and I designed them when it became clear the fog was only getting worse. They're effective, but have such a limited range. Dima insisted we provide them to the people of Far Harbor, and I'm so glad we did. Without the condensers, I'm not sure they'd have anywhere left.
Dima looks like he's had a lot of work done.
Well, that's certainly an understatement. Between the two of us, we've made so many modifications. He was just a prototype, never built for all this. It took a lot to overcome the limitations of the original design and expand his memory. It really is remarkable, isn't it? He's overcome so much. He's become so much more than he once was. And all he thinks of is others.
If there's anything I can do to help out, just let me know.
Well, if you're determined to help, there is something you could do. It's likely somewhat dangerous, though, so I understand if you'd rather not. There's a boat along the coast of the island. It was transporting some hardware we needed. Storage drives.
Okay, if you didn't want to talk, you could have just said so.
Excuse me.
Yes?
If there's anything I can do to help out, just let me know.
Well, if you're determined to help, there is something... There's a boat along the coast of the island. The boat never finished the trip, you see, so the drives are still out there. I could really use them here for extra parts, if nothing else. My understanding is that the boat wrecked southwest of here, so does this sound like something you could handle?
What happened to the boat? Why didn't it make it?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Trappers, fog crawlers, there's no end to what's out there, and what might still be out there. The point is that we already lost someone once, and I don't want to see that happen again. So, are you up for it?
Sure thing, Faraday. I'll get the drives for you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Okay, a way to help Dima here. Wonder what the wonder what
You
Dima.
track Kasumi here.
Wonder what it stands for.
I'm impressed. Perhaps not as quietly or efficiently as possible, but thankfully she was never in any real danger. I'm afraid your journey was unnecessary.
I wanted to see for myself that she's safe.
You have my word. Acadia is a safe haven for synths. Were it not, I would not have aided anyone in reaching it. Every synth I've tracked down, every synth convinced to come here, has been assured that he or she will come to no harm. My job is to make sure they all remain safe, no matter what. Understand?
How do you manage to track down synths and bring them here?
I have a network of contacts throughout the area. Some from my time with the Institute, some after. I know the Institute's tactics, and use that to my advantage. You have Dima's blessing, so by all means, make yourself comfortable.
I'd like to help you all. Is there anything I can do?
Actually, as a matter of fact, there is. If you're serious about contributing, well, we've got a situation I need someone to look into. You've had some experience traveling around the island, so you may be decently equipped to handle it.
What's the problem?
We were expecting a new synth to arrive, and he should have been here by now. There's been no sign of him, and I'm concerned that he might have become lost on the way here.
You have any leads on where he might be?
You should start by talking to Brooks in Far Harbor. He's one of us, a synth. He's the one who meets the new arrivals and gets them started on the journey here. Of course, he's not likely to tell you anything without proof that you're working for me. If he doesn't cooperate, tell him that his designation is L792. That should convince him. That's as much help as I can give you for now. Please, hurry. If that synth is out there alone, he won't last long.
Did she used to be a courser? Kind of what her outfit reminds me of. So is all this equipment and stuffs just to keep Dima running? Huh. Okay, master terminal. Let's see if we can get... Nothing's always just as it seems in Fallout games, right? Whatever someone says is not necessarily the opposite of what really is, but it's almost never the truth. People are always hiding something. Thus the need for speech checks and hacking and stuff like that to get down to the real truth. Dima seems very... I don't know, he's trying to come across as the Dalai Lama or something, you know. All Mr. Peaceful and all that, but you know what? He's pretty welcoming, and that's great until the Institute decides to infiltrate, or the bad guys decide to infiltrate. If he'll take someone as being a synth just on their word, well, that doesn't mean everyone here is a synth then. If they think they are, then they are. Okay, if that's your ideology, then whatever. I mean, if people are at home here and feel that identifying themselves with synths makes them feel welcomed and part of something, then who am I to knock that, you know? Especially if you're doing good, especially if you're helping other people, other synths who actually are fleeing and need a place of refuge, and you're willing to pitch in and lend a hand to that. Great. But I'm guessing that not everyone here actually is.
I assume you're not planning on staying long.
I'll probably be leaving soon.
That's for the best. Acadia is only as secure as we make it. We take unnecessary risks, we get careless, and things can go bad. Fast.
That's true.
If there's a synth who needs a safe place, then we take them in. Let them live as a synth, without fear. You don't fit that description. That makes you an unnecessary risk. It's nothing personal. Minimizing our contact with outsiders is just practical.
How do you know I'm not a synth, dude?
You can relax.
Honestly.
I'm not a threat.
Just don't cause any trouble.
Dima already made it clear there was no way to actually tell,
I
so...
understand you've seen a good bit of our island.
Huh.
What do you think?
You're the one who lives here. What do you think of it?
Well, I think it's all rather compelling. This island, with all of its danger and beauty, predates you and I. The ecosystem isn't what it once was, but it has adapted, and it will continue to adapt, long after we're gone. What's important, really important in the long run, is understanding it, and then passing that knowledge along to those who will follow us.
So, what exactly are you doing?
As much as I can, given limited resources. Cataloging specimens, observing evolutionary trends, compiling data for future generations. I should note that I'm not fully versed in human anatomy, but I'm your best chance of medical assistance should you require it. Since Dima has approved of you, I'm more than willing to offer help.
What can you tell me about Acadia?
It was originally a place of science. I like that about it. Feels like home in a way. I don't mean the Institute when I say home. More that, I don't know, that abstract feeling of belonging someplace. We all belong here, in our own way. Dima's to be thanked for that.
Sounds like you got the all clear. So what's your story?
I came here looking for Kasumi.
Oh, isn't that sweet of you? That Kasumi's a good enough kid, I suppose. Little confused, maybe. But then, aren't we all? Not that anyone's asking, but I'll tell you. It all gets easier to deal with when you realize none of it matters. What you are, where you came from, let go of all that, and life gets simple.
Yeah, I hear you.
Is that so? Huh. Most of the chumps here act like I'm out of my gourd. Good to know someone else sees it my way. Anyway, lately I've taken to amusing myself with trading. Don't have much to work with, but I'm always happy to make a good deal. Let me know if you need something. I probably won't have it, but let me know anyway.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Now we're talking.
Now, let's not be like Anders from Dragon Age 2 and just assume that if I agree with any single thing that you ever say, even vaguely, that all of a sudden I support you 100% in everything that you might say or do from that point forth. There's a little bit of a line drawn between those things. Just saying. Yeah, they're quick to accept and quick to welcome here, and that's great for friends, but it's not good for any of these people should the enemy decide to come in, because see, just because you have good motives does not obligate the enemy to have good motives towards you. That's pretty naive thinking there. Amazing this place is
you want to buy
stood as long as it has. It's a great safe house they have here, though.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Don't touch everything, okay?
Let's see if we have any unique weapons and armor and stuff. Had that one chest piece with that other guy. Nothing I would use, but, you know. Shoots an additional projectile. Alright. Legendary flamethrower. It doesn't look like this guy's a source of junk, just weapons and ammo, which is a good thing. I'll take it. Since old Longfellow offered to let us build, I'm seeing that we do have a purpose for all this scrap too. Time to start collecting junk and finding somewhere to put it. That's the thing.
Did you need something?
If his little island is right next to the hole, well, that's literally on the edge of the map. I think I would like to have some other locations a little closer to the middle of the map to drop junk off at.
The Commonwealth. It's so wonderful to meet someone from back home. I'm afraid Kasumi doesn't seem to want to discuss it, but how are things there?
Getting better every day, I think.
Oh, that's so good to hear. I would like to see it again someday, once things settle down here. Acadia is all well and good, I suppose, but honestly, it does get a bit boring.
You're safe here. That's what really matters.
I suppose. One could do with a little excitement now and then, though, don't you think? I'm sure I'll see you around. Do take care.
I wonder if anything changes for the synths here once the Institute's dealt with.
We'll all get along someday. I just know it.
Like, if it's not a threat, could someone like Miranda go back to the Commonwealth and just live?
New girl, right? Must be, because I don't recognize you. Look, I'm not anybody worth talking to. My head is killing me. Now's not a good time.
What's wrong?
We're doing this anyway? Even after saying I don't want to talk? God. You try having somebody botch a mind wipe on you and see how it feels. Then get back to me, okay?
What do you mean, mind wipe?
Oh, for fuck's sake. You're a synth on the run. You go to someone, you get a new face, and they wipe your mind so the Institute can't find you. Only somebody screwed mine up. So here I am. Now just, please, leave me alone.
Or not. Maybe you're just a freeloader.
I'm really not up to chatting right now.
Yeah, maybe you're just a freeloader pretending to have had a bad mind wipe and you just want a place to chill and leech off of someone else. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's the case, but yeah, this place is ripe for those types of leeches. Well, here she is.
Kasumi Nakano?
Sorry, I'm right in the middle of something.
What's that you're working on?
Just trying to cobble some pre-war junk into something usable. Now, do you mind telling me what you're doing here?
I'm a detective. I was hired to find you.
You're a what? You came all this way... for me? Look, my mom and dad... I mean, those people that were taking care of me, they wouldn't want me back. Not if they knew the truth.
Because you're not really their daughter. You're a synth.
Yeah. Exactly. I thought if I just left, it would be easier for them. How would that conversation have gone anyway? I've been lying to you this whole time? Your real daughter is dead and I replaced her?
You haven't replaced anyone. Kenji and Ray are still your parents.
I really wish that was true. If I wasn't a synth, things would be so much simpler. Acadia isn't what I thought it was. There's more going on here than just the refuge. But I can't leave until I've gotten to the bottom of it. I've been running long enough.
What kind of problem is there in Acadia?
It's a long story. I just have to figure out how to... Wait, you find things, track down answers. That's what you do, right? That's why you came after me. What if I told you that there's a secret? A big secret here, on this island. Something way more important than just one lost girl.
All right. I'm listening.
Okay. Where to begin? You saw all those computers that Dima's hooked up to, right? They hold his memories, or offload data from his brain. Or maybe some combination of both? Well, Faraday asked me to help do some repairs on them, and, you know, I got curious. There's like a century's worth of life experiences in there. And that's when I see it. Data models Dima has been making. One was the fog taking over Far Harbor. Another was a nuclear detonation on the island. Plus, death counts. What if Dima is so open and welcoming because he's actually hiding something from us? A plan to wipe out the rest of the island.
You don't trust Dima? After you came all this way for him?
I didn't come to Acadia for him. I came here because this place offered answers. And now that I found a place I belong, I'd rather not lose it all if Dima is secretly planning to destroy everything.
I'll help if I can, but that's not much to go on.
I know. I've been working on that, but I haven't had much luck. I keep seeing Dima, Faraday, and Chase head into the laboratory at the other end of the hall. Then they come out later looking like they've been arguing. There's actually a storage space right next to there. It'd be a perfect spot to hide and eavesdrop, but it's been locked up. I've also tried breaking into Faraday's terminal, since he and Dima are so close, but the security on it is crazy.
Eavesdropping on the next meeting sounds like our best bet. I already found the key to that room.
You did? Great. Come back as soon as you found anything.
Alright, well, I already like Kasumi. I think she's cool. Maybe because she shares the name of one of my favorite characters from Mass Effect. Okay, well, here's an opportunity to find out if anything sinister is going on here. I already know what the Children of Adam are about. If it's responsible for creating monsters and maiming and tearing apart children and destroying families and killing things, then they want to worship it. They've made that choice. That's on them. That means they forfeit their right to life by reveling in the death of others, whether actively or passively. Either way, seeing what this fog and seeing what radiation and seeing what abominations have occurred because of all that and thinking that's a good thing sets you apart from humanity as being something different. That's not humane. That's not human. And therefore you forfeit your right that is, the rights that every human has or should have. The rights to life, the rights to freedom, liberty, and all those things, those ideals that people fight for and hold precious and dear. They forfeit all that by not being human. Human, well, I think synths even prove that, right? Human isn't just a matter of skin and bone. It's a matter of who and what you are. If, let's put it this way, if people acted half as innocent and decent as most animals, the world would be a better place. Is there some truth to that? I'm not trying to be negative here, but just, you know, well, sometimes stating the truth for what it is, it does come across as negative because it's negative. You know,
Yes.
We've let things get to a point that, yeah, it's bad. It's not good anymore. It needs to be changed, and the people responsible for changing it are the ones making it bad, for the most part, and there's probably not a lot of fixing that's going to go on there. What do we find here? Friggin' war room? Nice. Give me all the stuff. Ammo's relatively lightweight and it's worth money, so I'm gonna need stuff to trade and sell for scrap. It's time to start collecting tin cans and desk fans and you name it. Yeah, they were really quick to give us free run of the place, and that's not safe. I don't mean any harm, but I could. And the fact that I could be their worst enemy and still be running around here, setting bombs, setting up traps, eavesdropping, infiltrating, and all that. Alright, well, we will uncover the secret to Acadia on the next one. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch the rest of the Fallout 4 playthrough, you can click that image in the middle. It should send you straight to the playlist. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.